All right, so we're reviewing lines today, and so I always don't know how much. This is really review, but it was from a while ago. Do I need to review the slope formula? Do you want me to just write it down? When you're given slope of 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2, the letter that we typically use in like algebra to denote slope is the letter M. And that we take the change in the y's. Oops. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I think what I'm going to do is I'll just give you a couple formulas and then I'll do one. Thank you. Okay. So that's slope of a line. That's the slope between 2 points. Really what you need to be able to do today is write equations for lines. And there are 2 acceptable forms for those. One is something called point slope form. Does anyone remember that? You can just do this if you remember. Okay, so point slope form sometimes I don't teach in Algebra 1 because it's kind of an in-between to get to slope-intercept form. Who's heard of slope-intercept form? Okay, so I'm going to show you what point slope form is and then how you use it to get to slope-intercept form, but then I'll just show you that you could just use solving to find the slope and the y-intercept. Point slope form for a line, what you do is you have a y, but instead of y equals mx plus b, you have y minus the y coordinate of a point, and you put the y coordinate right there, and I'll show you one in a minute. And that equals m times the quantity of x minus x sub 1. Okay, so M is our slope, and x1, y1, I'm going to put that down here, x1, y1 is our point. So it will be specifically like maybe it's the point 2,4 or something like that. Okay, so that's point slope form. By the way, in math, we're very uncreative. Like, we're not, like, we don't make up these fancy names up. Point, slope. Point and a slope. That's where it comes from. Slope, intercept. Okay, what do you think slope intercept contains? Slope intercept form. The slope, and then we have the b, which the b is the y-intercept. All right, who remembers? Shout it out. Y equals mx plus b. M is your slope. B is your y-intercept. Okay. let's find, I want to do an equation. I want to do one that's harder. We're going to find an equation for a line through the points -4, 5, and 4, 3. Okay, so first, step 1, for either of these forms, we need to know the slope. And so in your homework today, sometimes I'll just give you the slope, but if I don't, then you have to use the 2 points to find the slope. So m equals, on the top, we need to do the change in y's. You can do 5 minus 3 or 3 minus 5. You just have to do the same direction on top and bottom. Okay. Did you know that? Yeah. Good. All right. So if I do 5 minus 3, that's fine. But then on the bottom, I have to start here with the -4 minus 4. All right. What's 5 minus 3? 2. Don't say that's 0, please. -8. Let's leave it as a fraction. We reduce. Let's divide top and bottom by 2. That's -1/4. Okay. Let me show you two ways, or the two different forms for the lines. And I'm going to tell you, if you go right to slope-intercept form because you know how to do that, like I'm okay with that too, but you should know point-slope form. If you take calculus next year, they let you leave everything in point-slope form, which is actually really easy. Because the process of everything else is the part that they want you to know in calculus, not the line. I mean, not the form of the line. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We have our slope, that's what we need. This is just the x-coordinate of the point and the y-coordinate. What if you have 2 points? You can use either one, doesn't matter. All right, Matt, pick a point. Pick one of the points. There's no wrong answer. No wrong answer to this. 4, 3, okay? So we're going to use the point 4, 3, and we're going to use our slope. And we put in point-slope form. So we're going to write y minus, and we're going to take the y-coordinate of our point, which is 3. Equals, and then what our m is, our slope, so -1/4 parentheses x minus our x-coordinate. This is a brand new pen. Why is it doing this? Okay, there we go. If you feel comfortable, would you write the other slope form or point slope form below it? If you feel comfortable doing it, would you use the other point and try to do it? I'll give you a chance to try. If you don't feel comfortable, just wait and then I'll do it in a minute. Okay, if you chose the other point, instead of y minus 3, you would write y minus 5 equals -1/4 x minus a -4, but I don't write x minus a -4. What do I write? Okay. Okay, now here's the beauty of this, because you might be thinking, well, how can you have two different things? That's like not the same line. If you distribute the top one and you distribute the bottom, we're gonna get the same thing. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 rows, you're going to distribute this 1/4 to the top and move the 3 over. Got it? You 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to take this bottom one and you're going to distribute the negative 1/4 to the parentheses and move the 5 over. Go. These 4 right here, is that what you got for your first step? Negative 1/4 times negative 4 is positive 1, right? Then you move this 3 to the other side. You should get for your slope-intercept form, y equals negative 1/4 x plus 4. So the y-intercept is 4. All right. Did you guys get the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Over here, we have y minus 5 equals negative 1/4 x minus 1. And then you add the 5 to both sides, and you get the same thing. Okay. So just pay attention to the directions on homework today for which form I want you to leave it in. Okay. Does anyone remember how to go from 2 points right to slope-intercept form? If you remember to do it that way, do it that way. If you have to go to slope-intercept form. Otherwise, I would suggest do it in point-slope form first, distribute and move. That would be the easiest way. Okay. But you can substitute things in and solve and all that. If you know that way, that's great. I'm not going to teach it that way because if you know that way, though, it's fine. Remember, I like multiple ways. All right. Last thing. Last thing. I don't even know if I have to write this example down, but I might. Here's the thing. For some of you, Algebra 1 was like 2 years ago, and for some of you it was 3 years ago, and so that's why I'm reviewing this stuff, because it might have been a long time ago. I don't know. There is one other form for a line. It's called standard form, and really standard form, we use it for graphing and stuff, but the thing I want to show you is how do you change standard form to slope-intercept form, and I think you might already know that, but we'll just do it in case you forgot. So we're going to write 2x plus 3y equals 6 in slope-intercept form. Okay, so all we have to do this is, remember we want y equals mx plus b. We're going to just get y alone. So let's move this first. I have that 2x. I am going to first subtract 2x from both sides. Okay, now when I rewrite this, I'm not going to write 6 minus 2x because it's going to be mx plus b anyways. So I'm going to write y equals negative 2x plus 6. So 3y equals negative 2x plus 6. I'm almost there. What do I have to do last?
Divide by 3.
Divide both sides by 3. Now here's how I would like you to write it. If it's a fraction, write it as a fraction. So negative 2/3 x. If you can simplify your fraction, then do. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. That would be your slope-intercept form.
Okay.